All right, what's up guys? JS here, and I want to take a minute to talk about demonic pacts, all right? And I'm sure that this has been done before. It's not a new idea. It's kind of like a legal contract or a prenup, but it's a demonic pact between two humans, two people. All right, and what got me thinking about this originally, and like I said, I don't know if anyone's done a video about this, or well, I'm sure I'm not the first one to talk about it, but this is my own personal gnosis of how to do this. So that's what I'm sharing with you here. Demonic pacts between humans. So, can you ever really trust anyone? Yeah. Maybe 1% of the people in the world are actually trustworthy and have the integrity to not do something even after they have sworn that they would never do it. Do it when it suits them. All right? Is the reason that we are so often deceived by people that betray us or go back on their word is because we were not being deceived by them at the time. Okay, because at the time they said it, they meant it, and they truly believed what they were saying and swearing to you. But the truth about human nature, and I know there is always an exception to the rule, and that's probably 1% of the people walking this earth that are an exception to this. If you ever meet one, cherish them forever. But the truth about 99% of the human race is they will be your friend as long as it suits them and benefits them. They will be loyal to you as long as it suits them and benefits them. They will be honest with you, even brutally honest with you, as long as it benefits them and suits them. And they will be sincere because it suits them at the time. And they really feel what they are saying at the time. Therefore, they are not lying to you whenever they swear something to you. And that's why you believe them. However, later down the road, years down the road, even decades down the road, you're not the same person at 21 or at 31 as you were at 21. The changes that we go through in even a 1 year period can be so drastic that you become a completely different person based on events and situations in your life. So later down the road, whenever it no longer suits that person to be loyal to you, no longer suits them not to betray you, or it suits them to betray you for financial reasons or whatever, over a woman, over a man, for any reason, betray you. The minute that it no longer suits them to uphold what they swore to, then sooner or later they will find an excuse to betray you in order to justify it. And they'll be not the same person who swore it. So the only way to truly trust someone for life on something specific or everything in general is to have a pact, a demonic pact between the two of you. So the way this is done, and like I said, instead of being upheld, it's like a legal contract, but instead of being upheld by the law or the court system, it is being upheld by a god or a demon. So to give an example, if you were going to go into business with someone, and therefore they would have the power to hurt you, or if you were going to swear an oath between a friend that you would take something to your grave, and either one of you have the power to hurt the other one by betraying them, by spilling that secret. Or, you loan somebody a large amount of money. They promise to pay you back. All right, the way you would do this is you would take a piece of paper, preferably good paper, cardstock, and you would both write a pact on this. Same way you would write a pact with a demon. I, J.S. Garrett, am entering into this pact or agreement with so-and-so of my own free will for the purpose of this, which might be guaranteeing that they never betray you. And then on that same piece of paper, they would write their name. John Smith, I, John Smith, and hereby entering into this pact with J.S. Garrett for the purpose of this, of my own free will, blah, 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 blah. And you would write down whatever you are making a pact not to do. All right, and then after that, it says, if either one of us violates this pact in any way, so if the pact is in general, like between two best friends or spouses, married couples, if we both solemnly swear and make this pact that we will never cheat on the other one, your wife or husband is swearing that they will never cheat on you during this marriage, or your business partner says he will never fuck you out of money, or your best friend that you confide in says I will never fuck with your reputation and spill the secrets that I know about you. Whatever it is, you say, if either one of us violates that pact, then the consequences will be this: to be carried out swiftly and quickly by blank. And that is whatever God, goddess, angel, demon, jinn, or whoever that you are going to summon in order to not only witness this pact, but uphold this pact, or carry out the sentence if either person, or on both of them, if anyone violates the pact. So let's say it was serious enough to where you say, okay, if either one of us ever does this to the other one, then our death will be killed by this demon. So you would summon a demon of war, death, and destruction, a demonic assassin like Andras. So you would summon Andras after you've written the pact. You would propose the pact and ask him if he would be willing to witness and uphold that pact and carry out the sentence and consequence of whatever that pact stated. If the spirit agrees to it, and if you can't communicate or telepathically hear anything, you can use dowsing rods. Just fucking use dowsing rods, and they're great for yes or no questions. So if the answer is yes, that they will agree to uphold the pact and witness it, then at that point, you would draw their sigil at the bottom and the center of the pact. Draw it small, and then each of you would sign it in blood. You can either sign it in blood, or you can put your signature on there and then prick your finger and highlight your name in blood. And you're going to each put your blood on the sigil as well. Then the pact is done. It is sealed. You will read the pact in the beginning. That is, after the entity agrees to uphold it, then you will each state what it says in the pact. Whatever you wrote on the pact, you will state out loud and swear it in the name of the entity that you have asked to uphold the pact. All right. That doesn't mean that person, just because they sign that, it doesn't mean that they can't betray you. It doesn't mean that they can't go back on their word, or they can't do the opposite of what they swore to. What it means is that if they ever do, for any reason, they will fucking die, or their dick will rot off, or whatever horrible thing that you guys put in there as a consequence that'll happen if we do, then it will happen. And as far as I'm concerned, that's the only way to ever truly trust a human being, not to do something or to do something. Because at the time they swear it, it's sincere and they mean it. But that could always change. So if and when it does change, they will either die when they betray you, or they will choose not to betray you because they know they will die if they do. Either way, that's as close as it can get towards absolute trust. I'm not saying you can't trust anybody. I'm saying you can't trust most people, especially when it comes to love or money or anything like that, jealousy. So that is what I would propose that you do before you enter into an agreement that allows someone close enough to hurt you, or gives that person the power to hurt you if and when they ever decided to hurt you. This is what I do. I've done this 3 times in the past. Made pacts with people that stated certain things would happen if either one of us betrayed that pact. And all 3 of them did it anyway. And all 3 of them got exactly what it said would happen if they did so. So at that point, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. Your friend, whoever you make the agreement with, they betray you. You might be mad. You might want to go kick their ass or do a curse on them or whatever, but you don't have to. It's already been done, and it will be carried out immediately. Now, the worst thing you can do is turn around and break the pact yourself after the other person broke it. All right, just because they broke the pact does not mean that the pact does not still stand. Okay, so if they promise they will never curse you with magic, and then they do it anyway, and you find out about it, all right, they violated the pact. It doesn't mean that you go curse them back, okay, because it doesn't say that in there. It doesn't say that in there. It says that you will never do it. So if you go and throw it back, or you go and break the pact in the same way they did because they broke it, you are going to get fucked up too. So no matter what, uphold the pact and rest assured that you are as certain as you can possibly be that this person will never do what they swore not to do. And it doesn't just have to be them that upholds the consequences. You can put the names of their entire family on there will suffer these consequences. Make it bad enough to where they won't do it. That's how you trust another human being. And this is a service that I may or may not offer for people in the future, but it is something that I will be teaching and demonstrating how to do for my Patreon. I've decided to put all of my rituals and secrets that I'm willing to share on Patreon, and that's because, like I said before, I have trained people for free, and it did not benefit me, and they did betray me afterwards. So at least this time, I'm getting something out of it. If someone betrays me and uses my own magic against me, or tries to, at least they paid me to teach them. That's how I look at it. Anyway, hail the Infernal Empire.